Have you ever wondered how billionaires stay rich no matter what happens in the world? Recession, they get richer. Pandemic, somehow still richer. Stock market crash. Believe it or not, they come out even richer. Today, we're diving deep into the truth about billionaires you were never supposed to know. Not just how they got rich, but how they stay rich, and why the rules seem to work differently for them. Some of this might shock you. Some of it might make you angry. And some of it might make you rethink everything you thought you knew about money. Let's get into it. First, here's something most people don't realize. Billionaires don't make their money from a paycheck. They're not clocking in 9 to 5 like the rest of us. In fact, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Mark Zuckerberg have famously paid themselves tiny salaries, sometimes just $1 a year. Why? Because they don't need to get paid in cash. Their real wealth comes from ownership. They own massive chunks of companies, Amazon, Tesla, Meta, and as those companies grow, so does their personal net worth. They don't work for money. They let money, more specifically assets, work for them. And here's where it gets even more interesting. They don't actually spend that wealth the way you'd think. Most billionaires aren't sitting on piles of cash in a vault like Scrooge McDuck. What they have is called paper wealth. That means their billions exist on paper through stock holdings, real estate, and business assets. And rather than sell those assets, which would trigger huge tax bills, they do something incredibly smart. They borrow against their wealth. Imagine you own $1 billion in Tesla stock. Instead of selling it and paying taxes, you go to a bank and say, "Hey, I want to borrow $100 million against my stock." And the bank says, "Sure thing." Now you've got $100 million in cash, tax-free, and you still own your stock. You can buy houses, jets, private islands, whatever you want. And on top of that, you can write off the interest on the loan. It's called buy, borrow, die, buy assets, borrow money against them. Then, when you die, your heirs inherit them, often with no tax due, thanks to a loophole called the step-up basis. Totally legal, completely genius. And that leads to another truth you're not supposed to know. Billionaires often pay a lower tax rate than the average worker. You might be paying 20%, 25%, even 30% in income taxes, but many billionaires pay less, sometimes way less. That's because most of their income comes from capital gains, which are taxed at lower rates than regular wages. And thanks to deductions, losses, write-offs, and smart accounting, they can reduce that even further. In fact, leaked IRS data showed that billionaires like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Warren Buffett have paid 0 federal income taxes in some years. 0. Meanwhile, you and I pay taxes every time we earn, buy, or even save. But billionaires, they've built a financial escape room, and they have the cheat codes. So how do they protect this setup? They use trust funds to pass wealth to their kids without paying the estate tax. They use shell companies to hide assets and reduce their tax bills even more. They invest in real estate, which lets them write off property taxes, interest, and even depreciation on properties that are going up in value. And then there's philanthropy. You've probably heard about billionaires donating millions or billions to charity. Sounds noble, right? And yes, some of it is. But here's the thing. Many of them donate to foundations they control. That means they get the tax break for the donation while still deciding exactly how the money is used. It's philanthropy, but with power attached. It reduces their tax bill and boosts their public image. That's a win-win for them, and sometimes just clever PR. But it gets even deeper, because billionaires don't just play the game, they influence the rules of the game. They donate to political campaigns, both sides. They fund think tanks that shape public policy. They hire armies of lobbyists who push for tax laws and regulations that keep their wealth intact. In some cases, billionaires have directly helped write the laws that protect their fortunes. So, if you've ever wondered why certain tax loopholes or financial tricks never get closed, now you know. And don't forget the media. Controlling the story is part of controlling the system. Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post. Elon Musk owns Twitter, now called X. Rupert Murdoch controls Fox News and more. When billionaires control media outlets, they help shape what we read, see, and talk about. They can amplify ideas that protect wealth and suppress ones that challenge it. Now let's get personal. Why should you care? Because this isn't just about billionaires living lavishly. Their wealth affects you. They control huge parts of the economy: housing, labor, tech, and more. If they avoid taxes, the burden shifts to the rest of us through income tax, sales tax, inflation, and debt. They have influence over politics, policies, and even what information you consume. And in a world where just a few people can shape so much, it's important to understand how they do it. So here's the bottom line. Billionaires play a different game. They don't hustle harder. They don't save more. They just know how the system works, and they use it to their full advantage. It's not illegal. It's not even secret. But it's definitely designed to keep them on top, and the rest of us trying to catch up. But the good news? Now you know, and knowledge is power. If this opened your eyes, hit the like button. Comment below. Should billionaires pay more taxes, or is the system fair game? And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives just like this. See you in the next one.